The story I'm going to share with you this morning is just a small snapshot of the many miracles that the Lord has performed in my life. They still continue to this day. One of them's right over there, my lovely wife, Dina. The many, many times that the Lord has called me back from death through the health problems over the years. So this is just a small snapshot of when it first happened. I was born in London, Ontario, and lived there until the age of 16. During my formative years, I was with the St. John Ambulance Cadets, Army Cadets, and militia. In high school, my achievements were average, and my attitude toward the system was poor. My parents were divorced when I was 4 years old, and I spent a year living with my grandparents until my father remarried. From the age of 5 to 8 years, I attended a Baptist church with my new stepsisters and stepbrother. As neither of our parents attended, there was little or no interest when we dropped out. At the age of 16, I joined the regular army and have served in Kingston, London, Calgary, and Germany. 15 years of that were in Germany alone, spread out over 3 different tours. In 1970, I married an English girl who I met in Germany. The marriage was necessary due to pregnancy, but it began to deteriorate almost from the beginning. 3 years later, we had our second girl, and I believe we both felt trapped into maintaining the family. For the next 20 years, I drank, smoked, fought, and committed adultery too often and too much. Then, on the 25th of August, 1989, an incident occurred which was to totally change my life. In the act of committing adultery, the Lord picked me up in the air and showed me what a fool I was. He even said to me, "Don't you feel like a fool?" This was an out-of-the-body, supernatural experience, and even the woman was convinced that this was of God. Unfortunately, she claimed to be a white witch and attempted to distort the meaning of this, as well as helping me destroy what was left of my marriage. Over the next 2 years, the Lord kept putting the Bible, other Christian books, and good Christian friends in my path. This prevented me from making a mistake with the other woman, but was too late to save my marriage. In fact, my first wife actually put in the divorce papers that she could not stand to be with me because I was a Christian. Many of my friends in the military could not understand how I could be Christian after so many years of putting Christians down, so I kind of identify with Paul. However, the Lord was even able to use that for his work. One particular incident that happened was when one French-Canadian friend of mine, who always looked up to me when I was rough and tough, came to see me in my office. Shortly after my conversion, he was very upset and angry. Walking back and forth in my office, he said, "So, does this mean because you were a Christian, you will have to turn the other cheek? If I hit you?" I looked at him and I smiled. "Yes, Sylvain, I will. But you have to remember, I am just a new Christian. So you probably have to make the first one a really good one." In about 2 minutes, he was crying and went down on his knees and pleaded with me to know if he could have what I had. He gave his life to the Lord there and then. And a month later, his wife came to me and thanked me. She said she had been praying for him for years. There were many incidents like that happened and many miracles. So I have a pretty good idea of how Paul felt when Jesus took the blinders off. I believe that Jesus Christ is Lord, that he died for my sins, that God raised him from the dead to sit at his right hand. Jesus is my Savior, the Lord of my life, and the way I am trying to walk every day. Thank you for your time.